There is only one polytheistic religion in the world, and that is Christianity. According to Christian theology, the Trinity is the belief that there is one God who exists eternally in three distinct persons: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. These three persons are considered to be co-equal, co-eternal, and consubstantial, meaning they share the same essence or nature. If we acknowledge the existence of one God who is eternally present in three distinct persons, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, we are indeed dealing with four distinct entities. If the three persons are seen as distinct in their roles and functions, while remaining unified in their essence and purpose, it suggests three facets of one entity. Consequently, it implies that the Son and the Holy Ghost cannot be fully recognized as God. When you use the term co-eternal to indicate that they are all equally and eternally God, with no distinction in their existence throughout time, it implies the presence of three distinct entities or gods. That is why the term they is employed, as it refers to more than one. The assertion that these three persons are distinct, while also being inseparable and unified in their essence, suggests the presence of three finite entities with a fourth entity, the essence, encompassing them. Consequently, the three distinct persons cannot be considered as God. If one of the three is designated as the Father, it is meaningless to assert that the Father is within the Father or that God is within God. The concept of God existing eternally within God is nonsensical. The claim that each person is fully God, and yet they are not three separate gods, is a clear contradiction. The statement strongly indicates polytheism due to the presence of three gods. If these entities share the same divine nature or essence but remain distinct, they can be considered finite entities rather than God. Only their essence can be accurately referred to as God. If the Father is defined as the source and origin, it would be inconsistent to claim that the source and origin exist eternally in three distinct persons: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. If it is stated that the Son is begotten from the Father, it follows that the Son cannot be considered fully God since the Son did not always exist. Furthermore, if the Son and the Holy Ghost have distinct roles and relationships with the Father, it logically follows that they cannot be regarded as fully God. The analogy of water existing as solid, liquid, and gas, or the sun possessing light, heat, and energy cannot effectively represent the doctrine of the Trinity. This is because, in the solid state, the other two states of water do not coexist simultaneously. Similarly, when considering a quantity of water, it cannot exist as solid, liquid, and gas simultaneously. Likewise, the analogy of the sun having light, heat, and energy represents three aspects of one sun and not three separate suns. In the true concept of unity and diversity, the essence, God, is omnipresent and thus immanent in every physical form, including rocks. However, we must acknowledge a distinction here. Each finite form is a part of God but cannot be considered fully God in its entirety. Furthermore, the concept of avatars, or holy men, adds another layer, as they can merge with God to some extent. Avatars are human beings, within God, whose consciousness can merge with God. They are God to some extent in this sense. Hinduism distinguishes itself as a truly monotheistic religion. A significant tenet in Hinduism is Advaita, which expounds on the principle of non-duality and emphasizes the profound unity of all existence. In Hinduism, there are numerous deities or angels, rather than multiple gods. These deities are seen as different manifestations or aspects of the divine, representing various qualities, powers, and energies. For instance, Saraswati is revered as the goddess of knowledge and wisdom. While each deity holds a distinct role and symbolism, they are ultimately considered expressions of the same eternal, infinite reality. In Hindu philosophy, it is recognized that an aspect of the divine exists eternally within everything. This belief suggests that human beings have the potential to realize and embody the qualities of the deities. When individuals acquire profound knowledge and wisdom, they can be regarded as embodiments of the goddess Saraswati. However, they are not considered separate gods but rather godlike beings, denoted with a lowercase g, as they reflect an aspect of the divine within themselves. Furthermore, Hinduism acknowledges the concept of avatars. Avatars are regarded as the Buddhist equivalent of Buddhas. Every human being is potentially an avatar. Avatars are human beings, within God, whose consciousness has merged with God. They are God to some extent in this sense. While avatars possess a profound connection to God, they are not completely equivalent to God but rather embody divinity to varying extents.